is required for the 10 ball. The 2 and the 3 have to be spotted on the corners. Jump cues are allowed. 3 foul rule is in effect. We had 45 entrants in this race to 9.
As you can see, it is Donny Mills, Donny Mills from Florida against Shane Van Boening, the South Dakota kid.
Oh, we're using nicknames. You like those nicknames?
I like the nicknames.
Yes,
Shane
I
tried
know.
to play safety there, but I think that just tickled the 5 ball.
He likes to tickle balls.
And straight in on the 1.
Mm-hmm. The corner man, Freddie Agneer.
I think that this is going to be an interesting follow-up match after the last one. The 2, Sean Wilkie and Matt Edwards, struggled with the table, and the table doesn't change. So here we go, Donny Mills, Carlot. And if he gets too straight on this, he can't get back for the 4 ball. He's going to have to draw straight back here. He wants this same angle on the 4 ball to break out the 5, unless the 5 ball actually goes into the side pocket.
Well, then he'd like to be right where he's at right now.
That's right.
If he can draw it right back to where it's at. And he didn't. He came back too far. Now he has no angle for that 5.
He doesn't seem like he's complaining too much.
No.
So let's see what he gets here. The 5 doesn't bank, so he did have an angle. Nicely done, nicely done. He didn't look to be grimacing, so he must have had an angle, which he did.
Looks like he probably cheated the pocket a little bit to get this angle.
Right.
But he's done well. Now he's got to come all the way up by that 8.
Good look here at Donny Mills. Donnie's a very coordinated player.
Coordinated.
Yeah, you know, when he strokes balls, he looks like a pool player's supposed to look.
Oh, I
in
thought
my mind, you know.
I thought maybe you meant he was wearing black pants and black shirt.
No,
it was coordinated
black
in
shoes in his outfit. Yeah, that too. You know, king of double entendres.
I knew what you meant, right? Having a little fun with it. Having a little fun with it.
All righty, 2 rails
Side
for the
rail.
7 ball.
Yeah, that's right.
Get straight in. Pretty nicely done here.
Mm-hmm.
The only tricky thing is to get from the 8 to the 10. You want to make sure you get the side pocket out of the way, out of the play.
He'd like to be just a little lower than he is now with that cue ball when he comes off the 8.
Yeah, it looks like he's actually just going to either stop or go forward with this cue ball and play 2 rails. Probably may even go 3 rails for this 10 ball. Now, as I say that,
he stops.
Looks like a
He
stop
should
shot,
stop
right?
it. Yeah, it's the stop shot and then follow straight down to get right where he's at. In that vicinity to play the 10 in the side.
So do you think he's going to go 1 rail or 2 rails?
Just 1.
Well, that ball was nowhere. I guess he could have made that 10 ball from there, but boy, but that wouldn't. So the struggle continues on this table. It looked like he had it clean on this one, so.
Well, you know,
can't blame it on the table on that one.
You can't blame it on the table. And that's just, I mean, if you're on a snooker table, you're going to play the ball the same way. You're going to hit the center of the pocket and come right down. He did not hit the center of the pocket. His cue ball moved over to the left. And Shane had no problem with the table.
I guess he's playing this, the side pocket. Boy, from this angle, it just looks like there is no side pocket.
Side pockets right there. And the first game gifted to Shane Van Boening. I guess Vegas is waking up.
Waking up, exactly what I was thinking. The door is open, people are coming in.
What can we say about these players that you don't already know? They're as familiar as the screen you're looking at.
Donnie and Shane had their race to 100 in Clearwater, Florida a few years ago, several years ago at this point. I see Roy's basement, Ariel Francisco walking in. Donnie really needed to pick up that game. That would have been huge for him to get going, and he looked very clean online.
That's just a bad miss. I mean, it's just They didn't. You know, I don't understand that. And the reason I kind of feel, I don't know what I feel after watching him miss that ball. I saw it too many times in the last match.
That's
And
that was the sound of that break was perfect, but the ball didn't drop. You know, the dead squat jump back. Cue ball didn't get kicked around. No shot in the one ball. How do you like this one, George? What are you thinking?
I'm thinking he's going to play safe. Well, he just might go ahead and fire that one ball and play that 2-5 combo. He hasn't called anything. He hasn't said anything, so I'm thinking he's playing safe.
With the one ball behind
With
the pack there?
ball.
The cue ball, all right. Oh, yeah, there's a big bumper there. Well,
but no, he put the one ball behind the pack. Exactly.
Pretty nice.
Small ball to hit. You don't have the whole right side of it.
Feels like you got to watch the hit here.
Yeah. So the 2 rail kick to the upper, to the head rail, inside rail is off because the ball's too small. You got to come underneath, and the side pocket's in the way.
And then if you hit this one ball, you got 2 balls that'll just keep it from moving anywhere. It'll probably be completely in play no matter what. You got to get lucky here to.
So I'm calling this a good safety.
I would say so.
Yeah. Real good safety. Yeah.
Where does that
Yeah,
get
see
you?
that side pocket's in your way.
Side pocket's in the way, and you'd really have to get that referee standing over there. That's too deep. Scratch.
I would just go 1 rail above the 5 ball. Yeah, the side, the way we're looking at the table, just to the right of the 5, and come back and hit it. It's with spin. Yeah, and you called it too deep.
Too deep.
Yeah.
Too deep. Like you said,
He might get 3 fouled.
Well,
He's going to stick this cue ball between the 2 and the 5 and stop the cue ball right there and take the 1 ball down and try to get cover for the 1 ball with a 10-9. I don't know how much he's going to move it, but yeah,
it's almost a foul there. You know, it's almost like he would. I mean,
measuring the ball.
Measuring, but
yeah.
You know, you could never call that because it looked like he's like saying he's going to put it there, but there's no way he would put it there.
Why would?
You know?
I like that shot he just measured.
Yeah, would be.
You know, you don't have to put the cue ball real close. You can put it 6 inches
exactly,
away.
Exactly.
I like it because the 8 ball keeps him from kicking down. I like it a lot. But that's Shane Van Boening.
Yeah.
Now, what am I going to, discuss his shots?
Yeah, there wasn't. I guess there's just not enough room between the 2 and the 5. Because he measured it. All right. Wow.
Shane wearing his Moscone cup, of which we have a few of their
That's the way to do it. Use your
players.
hands. Shane said he would not be chasing Moscone Cup points.
Nope. Said he has other.
He's got so many other things going on.
Well, I can say one thing for Shane. He missed a great tournament this past weekend and the weekend before. No, he was at the weekend before. He was there. He was there at the weekend before.
Tricky little safety here. Just a rub.
Where's he going with the cue ball up against the 5 or on the other side of the 8?
Just to the corner pocket. I think you call the referee over here and go 1 rail and smash him so that least is open.
Obvious. It'll be pretty obvious. We don't have an onside referee. They're going to call it themselves. John Lehman is the tournament director and referee.
A good hit.
Yeah. And now he's got an option.
Donnie called something, but I didn't know if he was calling the 5. I guess he must have called. He called something, so he's still shooting. So he must have called that.
Is he getting his jump cue to get put together?
Oh boy, this looks like jump off the table time.
Either that or he's going to slow jump it and try to stop it behind the 6.
Mary Keniston in the house. Okay, so here we go. We just jump over a piece of the 2 and kind of slide into this 1 ball off the table as a
Just like you called it. Off the table. And I thought he was going to soft jump it. He didn't soft jump it.
The way that shot went off, there was no chance that it doesn't jump off the table. Even if you hit the 1 ball clean, the 1 ball jumps off the table, right?
He hit it hard.
He hit it hard, and Donnie kind of scratched his head like he was surprised, but maybe he knows how to keep that on there, but the table just didn't want it.
All I can say is that's error number 2. It probably will cost him game number 2.
Okay, he's gonna. Where is it? There's no 3 ball, right?
Don't see one. I see the 4 against the rail on the right there.
And is that the 5 ball up table then?
Yes, it is.
Okay,
it's a 5 up on top.
So.
Yeah, it looks almost red on the screen, doesn't it?
Yeah, looking at it out there, it looks.
There's a good view of Griff's bar and billiards. Some of the players in the background playing.
Wow, it looks like he's winding up like he was going to draw this all the way back to him.
Well, he
is.
He doesn't like stopping the ball. Is he going to draw all the way back? He's going to draw it by like 7 feet.
He's going to draw this 15 feet.
Zoom. Right in the side pocket.
Sure.
That's sick. Ooh, that would have been sick.
Perfecto. Yeah, if there was no cushion, that would have drawn to the next county. Bump this out. Very good. Straight in. Now it looks like he's walking around the clock.
And that's Shane's version of a clinic with using the Revo shaft.
It's not the,
it's not the Revo shaft. He has that Q-Tech.
From
right?
Q-Tech, carbon fiber.
Carbon fiber shaft, yeah. That's right. He's sponsored by Q-Tech, and that is a Q-Tech shaft, and actually has the white tip on it. Ferrule.
The white ferrule. This looks pretty good. This is probably the only trick here, and I'm saying a trick because the cushions have been playing a little funny, but he doesn't want it straight. He was doing a lean.
To get an angle?
Yeah. You have to make sure the world is
following
working with him.
He's following forward. Probably 2 rails or just 1. Either way.
2 rails.
2.
Right
Way
towards
to
the
play.
ball.
Line shape.
Line shape.
All the way through. You have that cue ball on the same line you're going to make the ball, your object ball, and it's perfect here too. It takes a 2-game lead.
Shane looks like he's got the table down.
Well,
nice shot in the big draw shot.
He just did a great job of hitting where the rails aren't. Nice draw shot on that position shot. Zipped it back to the back rail and then zoomed it over for position. Well done by Shane. Alternate break brings Shane back to the table to break the balls. Donnie just nods in his chair and says, "Go for him, champ. I want back up at the table. I got to make up for what I did wrong."
Just a different sounding break.
Wow, he's got a pocket that's about 2 inches big for him. Right by that 4. Will he fire this 1 ball into it?
We'll find out. Seems like he'd.
Looks like he just to show off, he wants to shoot the 1 ball down the rail.
Down the rail. Here we go. I wouldn't think he'd do this, but you never know. Banking it 2 rails. Z this out is what I would think. And he does. He Z'd it out. And he just left himself a nice 110 carom. The cannon shot.
Just so disciplined.
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't want to take any of those and I don't want to really call them flyers, but they're, you know, the low percentage, hard shots, but they're so pretty when they're made.
But I think
And there was no need for it. He just did the right thing. A little soft. He didn't get behind the 10.
there's your two-way shot that he can't call.
Yeah, that's
So
9-ball, you call it all day long. You play
Right.
that. Yeah.
But I think that if he just plays the 1 ball, the 2 ball is available for him. The 10 ball stops the cue ball. So rather than try to fire the cannon, as they might say, and across the pond.
You know, just use the 10 ball to stay right there, probably. Or will he come? He could follow and get behind it.
And
No.
he did.
Did he get too far? Oh no, he didn't. He's fine.
He didn't get too far, but I'm not sure if he's fine. But he can just put all his effort in making this ball because the 4 ball is hanging.
Yes. Yep. Just make the ball.
Don't let the 5 ball scare you.
Look at this long bridge on this shot.
Yeah. He's got a longer wingspan. That's a good shot there. Well, he deserved that.
Deserve it. I think he earned it.
Yeah, that's
That's
right.
a good shot.
You draw this straight back, or do you go off the rail? He's going to draw it back. At least he's hitting low as if he's going to draw it back. But you know, these players fool me all the time.
Oh, you mean they aim low and they hit higher or off
Yeah.
to the side?
Right.
Yeah, some of them do that. Not shots like that, though. This is a pretty extreme angle.
Yeah.
Pretty steep angle for this ball. The
This
side
is-
pocket plays big on the left side.
Yeah. 7 to the 10 is.
And
Oh, that ball had to go in.
why?
Oh boy.
You know, he hit inside the point, but inside the point doesn't make it.
Apparently not.
It's got to be a little more inside
More
the
inside
point.
the
yeah.
point. That ball is deep.
Yeah. You can't go rail first. Well, he probably can.
Yeah.
I don't know.
If you do, the cue ball's flying away.
Oh, he's not. He's going to hit the bottom side of it and draw the ball back.
I couldn't tell if that ball actually hit the cushion or not.
It did.
It
It
did?
hit the rail, yeah. He drew it off the rail and it came all the way down. Now he's going to have to go. This is a tough shot here. He has to come around the table. Wow.
Called the bank? Called the bank, so it's a two-way shot. Oh, he didn't call the bank at all. I thought he swiped his cue to the right as if he was calling the bank, but apparently he was calling it straight in.
He threw me there. I thought he'd play that ball. I didn't think he'd back cut it. But that's why he's Shane Van Boening.
Does he run into this 9-ball full to the left or not at all? Oh, he tickled it. Rubbed it.
For the 9. Here we go. Shane being Shane. He's solid as he always is.
That was a serious pop.
Mm-hmm.
Three nothing.
3-0.
Donny Mills has to do something before this match gets away from him.
Well, in
Got to hold serve here.
in an alternate break format, this is tough against this player. He's shown you he's not going to make any mistakes because he hasn't made one yet. The mistakes have all come from Donnie.
Well, his first game, he actually did make a mistake. It was right when we first started. He tried to play safe, and it rubbed off the 5-ball and gave Donnie straight in look. And but Donnie handed it back to him.
Then he hung up that ball to the corner pocket.
Right.
And then he hung up that ball in the laid deep.
But since
So-
then, Shane has not made a mistake, and he's really been
No.
popping the balls in the pocket, even when he's had a tough cut. Put the ball in the pocket. Apparently, that's the secret of this game.
Well,
Make the ball, shoot the next ball. It's that simple.
if you can do that every time,
Boy, you'd never lose.
you're going to win a lot of tournaments. You're going to win a lot. Meanwhile, this gentleman here has won a lot and wants to continue, so he has to stop making those little mistakes that he just made. And
Watch the
there's
side
another
pocket.
one.
Oh, that's brutal. After that'll drive you nuts. You know, scratching the side like that tells me he barely was off center. You know, if he's a lot off center, it doesn't scratch because it missed the side pocket by a lot.
Right. It checked and just rolled over.
Just got in there.
It's just sad to watch those scratches like that. But it is a mishit, and it's you know, nothing hit it in. It went straight to the side pocket.
Look where Shane is putting this ball and how he's going to shoot this. He's going to put it, fighting for the angle just on placement. He's going to put it in a position to roll to the right while he can't even put it into. He's going to end up jacking up. But that's what had to happen. This is his ball in hand shot. And perfectly played.
And now everything is open.
Does the 7 ball actually go? The 7-9, I think, is on.
It looks like they're not free. They're not frozen, and the ball goes right by to the corner.
Yeah.
He might just play. He can play position to the side pocket here. He can go around. And oh, he's not going to line.
Get up there.
It better
Get up
go.
there.
It better run.
That's an important shot to remember because it came up slow. And watch the next shot when he comes up long.
Mm-hmm.
Skidded.
Oh, he's
Ball
Shane
skidded.
skidded a ball.
Yeah. Went right to the, missed it by about 6 inches, I guess.
You know, for those of you out there that want to look at the brackets, just go to CTS ondemand.com and look for the 2018 U.S. Open Championships, or just go to playcsipool.com and watch live, and you can find the brackets on there.
Oh, boy.
Unfortunately, you won't find that jump shot there, and you won't find Shane trying to run out from there either. But you'll find him right here
Right
on
here.
the screen.
2 rails to the center of the table. He's leaning. And he's shaking his head because, again, he came up short on that 3 rail, those same 3 rails. He came up short. And again, at some point, he's going to go to these other rails up table and come long. It's happened before, and it'll happen again.
He's going to have to come right between the 8-6.
Around the 6.
Around
the
the
6.
six.
And there goes long. So here it goes. Go, 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 go.
Easy.
Is he shaking his head? I can't see his face. Can he hold this ball, George?
I was looking at that just as you asked me that question. I was hoping you wouldn't because I couldn't answer you. The answer
With a
is
little bit of
yes.
inside here.
The answer is he killed that ball nice off that rail.
Now he's
That's
got to stare
that's
at
an
that.
excellent shot.
He's got to stare at the 7-9 again. It's been sitting there all this time, so it must be on.
I think he's playing position on the right side. And he's going to play the 7 by itself.
By itself?
Yeah.
That's exactly what he's doing. Oh, flash photography going on. Oh, he's dead straight.
He's
goes
dead
clean
straight.
very,
He goes
very
clean.
easily.
They weren't kissing. I could tell a little bit ago.
Draw this just a little bit, not too far because he wants some kind of angle.
Just enough to slide down by the side pocket.
Okay, so the 9 passes the 10 easily. That's right. So
Yeah.
he had both
Yep.
both sides.
Yeah.
No issue whatsoever.
Just don't draw it in the side. Draws the ball so good. Wow. What the heck? Is he?
That's a surprise, but he's perfect on it. So that must have been the angle. That was a
Says, I don't
surprise?
feel like slow rolling these balls. I don't know many players that would think to shoot that in the side pocket.
The ball must have gone farther than we thought. You know, the monitor has us a little bit. It looked straight, but
He had more angle than we thought he had.
yeah,
So
because
he
the ball
couldn't
was
just hold-
going.
Yeah.
You know,
Looked like he just stunned down by the side pocket, and instead he went right by it. And
he didn't hesitate, so it must
Nope.
have been
Nope.
more angle. Shane is running away with it.
that's why Shane Van Boening 4-0 in his break.
Well, he got away with it from the standpoint of he got a skid, but then Donnie was left a jump shot. Donnie somehow has to get into this match.
How do you propose he does that?
He's got to stop making those small little mistakes, as you said earlier. But then somehow he needs a break from Shane.
I think he just needs to cut loose.
Yeah. What else can he do?
Yeah, I'm not sure that he's being tentative, but it appears by the results that he might be a little tentative on some of his shots.
That 5 ball's got to get.
And
oh, it might have got going, but it looks like it.
Dry break.
Dry break.
That doesn't happen very often when that man breaks.
Yeah, there's a lot of movement in these balls too. No balls in the break. Donnie to push out. Not up table. Yep. Laid on the bottom rail. About all you can do. Yeah, cue ball starts getting away from me. I wouldn't be surprised if he passes this one back. Donnie's been shaking. Safety behind there. Oh, yeah.
If he's going to go.
I think he's ducking. What do you think, George?
He might. Well, if he shoots this, he probably runs into the 6, so you have nothing. So, yeah, he's ducking all the way. Right behind there, and you hit it perfect.
That's gorgeous.
He's got to kick. He can kick this soft. Try to kick this soft
For safety.
For a safety, past the 6 and hold the cue ball. That's asking a lot. That's asking a lot. I take that back, guys. I'm sorry.
Well, you can always say he can do it, but the results.
Yeah, 1 out of 1,000, maybe. If the more I look at the shot, the crazier I think I am. Yeah.
Stop looking at it.
I just did.
But
I'm looking at how he can kick it successfully and to his advantage.
yeah.
And I don't see much. I just don't think he can kick this ball 1 rail. He's going to have to go 2. I don't understand why he's all geared up.
And he miscued, didn't he?
Yeah, it sounded like it. Wow. What's... This is the 2018 U.S. Open 10-ball championship. And I don't know. I'm not seeing the players feel it.
Not yet.
Not yet. Except for this man. This guy knows where he's at.
Well, he always feels it. Best player in the world, arguably.
I'm looking at a paper that says he is. At this point in time, he's got the highest rated, highest Fargo rate in the world, 819. Now I remember, was it last year we had some players at 823 and 824? I think Shane was at 824. There was
he and
Wu was at
Wu.
Yeah,
they
go
were back and forth.
They were up over 820, if I remember correctly. So as a whole, the world is dropping down in Fargo rate, I guess.
Well, you have a few more other guys that are touching that 800 mark now.
Well,
Jason Shaw is up there. I think Levan was just over 800 last year, and he might be just under 800 this year.
Levan Corteza?
Yeah.
He's right at 800. As I look at the sheet, he's right at 800. The only players over 800 are Alex Pagalayan, Clenty Kachi, Chang from Francisco Sanchez Reese. He's from Spain?
Spain, yes.
Yeah. Never even heard of this player. Where do you come from?
Spain.
Spain? I'm going to Spain.
He's Spain's best player right there. They're right with David Al-Qaeda.
Al-Qaeda. And
David
James
Al-Qaeda,
Aranas.
the rest of you would say. David Al-Qaeda.
James Aranas, Carlo Biado.
James Aranas is Danang Diamond.
He's here.
For those of you who don't know about these nicknames in the Philippines, most boys will have a nickname that remind you of doorbells. Dodong, Bing, Bong.
And the reason for that would be?
It just is.
It just is.
Part of the language. Usually it's something related to boy or other boy parts. Yeah. Meanwhile, Shane is a little out of line, trying to get back and fourth for the 6. He gets back in line. Lovely shot.
It's for players.
Let me tell you, this is just a reminder of me. That shot right there is why Mike Siegel is one of the best players in the world. That was a hanger for Mike, and not many people shoot that shot up rail, back and forth like Mike Siegel did back in those days.
Mm-hmm.
It was very much a Siegel-esque position play.
You think he watches tapes of Siegel?
Maybe. I know that Shane mentioned Mike Siegel's break as something that he looked at when he was doing his own break.
Okay. Well, I do recall an interview with Efren Reyes, and when he was asked who was his toughest competition, his
no hesitation.
No hesitation. It's Mike Siegel.
Mike Siegel.
When he was playing good, Mike Siegel.
Bustamante also said Mike
Yeah.
Siegel. Shane making good work. It was a nice rack. Nice patterns that he just played there.
To go up 5-0.
The 4 to the 5 was tricky. The 5 to the 6 was definitely tricky, and he did it. And the runaway train going down the tracks.
Now, last year, Shane won the U.S. Open 10 ball.
Yes.
He lost the 8 ball in the finals.
Big comeback by
the year
the
before,
Lion.
he won both. The 8 ball and the 10 ball. Yeah, that was a huge comeback by Alex. Huge comeback. I believe it went Hill.
Hill. That's correct. That's what I remember.
Yeah, I believe it went Hill. We commentated the match, so.
I watch that match once in a while. I'm sure Shane does not. All right, Donny Mills, we got to get back in the match.
You know, I often wonder if these players listen to any of the commentary and watch the match at all.
Some of them I know they do. So much so that some of them send PMs.
Oh, do they? I've never received one from a player.
Once in a while.
Just from some disgruntled fans from time to time.
Yeah. I've got it both ways.
Yeah.
Actually.
Well, I guess your name's out there more than mine is.
I've done a few more pro matches.
Mm-hmm.
George sticks around the Arizona area.
That's where I live.
I know it. I know it.
I come to Vegas because they bring me up here.
Donny Mills cutting the 1 ball in with no hopes for the deuce. What's he going to do here? Makes the 1.
Makes
Here
the 1 and
goes.
has hopes for the
all
deuce.
All kinds of hopes for the deuce. That is a difficult shot considering how the match has been going so far. Firing it from that distance, going back and forth with a big window.
This is exactly what he has to do to get back into the match. He has to let his stroke out.
All right.
And that's a perfect shot to do it with. And here's another one.
Another one. 3
Here's
railer.
one, yeah.
Unless he wants to tickle and dance with that 6 ball, 8 ball, but I think he's got to go forward. Stay away from them.
I think I like going forward here. I definitely like going forward here.
The 6 ball, unfortunately, it just doesn't like him.
Well, if he draws his ball, he could draw it off the 7. He could draw it into. No, it's too close to the rail.
All right.
We'll see what he does.
We'll see what he does in a moment.
All day
the
long.
5 to the 6.
All day long. Will he play position for the 6-8 combo?
That's what I'm thinking. That what has he got? You know, the 6 just doesn't like him. We're looking right at Donnie, just staring at that 6, probably hoping it moves. Asking for just a little bit of an earthquake tremor.
He's in a nice place to go 2 rails. The only thing you can do wrong here is go past the spot
and go behind the 9-10.
Behind the 9-10.
He killed this ball and it went off really funny.
He's not happy.
He's not going to be happy with that.
He had to catch that rail way up above it and come over by those balls. His speed was good, but he had to get around those balls. He's struggling.
He called it into the side pocket. Oh, the 8 ball.
Calling the
8 ball. So here we go.
It's just a spin back and hope this could work. I just hope he doesn't get behind the 7.
Oh.
Or leave a 6-10 combo. Hello.
Well, I suppose you'd actually rather have this where I think Shane is forced to shoot the 6-10 or the safety.
Yeah.
Because if he didn't leave this, it'd be an easy out.
Well, I'm not happy leaving that.
Well, it forces him to shoot the 10, and I guess what's the percentage? What are the odds for him to make this one? All right.
90.
What do you think about now? Got the 10%?
Got the 10%?
Got the 10%?
I thought he'd make the ball.
Yeah, I think, well.
Although he did have a steeper angle than when I first looked at it. He did have a steeper angle.
That's right. Safety coming up.
Behind the 7 or behind the 10?
I think it's behind the 7.
Oh, yeah.
2 rails to it. And didn't
Nope.
get there. Didn't get there. He wants that ball to go in. If it goes in, then
He
at
has
least
the option.
It's
Well,
not a
that's
hang
where he
around.
played it, yeah.
Oh, he didn't call that for sure. I think he was trying for that. I think
Mm-hmm.
he was playing the safety all the way.
He's good here.
You know, no, see, this is where it goes long. When it comes off that upper rail there, the head rail, it's been coming up a little long. He's already had a skid with a similar angle. Not that time. Good shot. 9 passes the 10, I assume.
Looks like it. It's pretty straightforward here.
And another bead.
Wow.
Sliding over. There's whitewash coming up.
6-0. That's not where I want to be. Unless I'm the guy that has the 6.
How profound.
How profound. You know, it's okay. There's my nickname. Captain Obvious.
Captain Obvious.
No, there's already a Captain Obvious, so you can't call me that. Yeah, this is tough when you see a player struggle and the other player just takes full advantage just pretty much every time. And makes for lopsided matches like what you're watching, 6-0. But it seems that Donnie has shot himself in the foot almost every time he's been up to the table. Every turn. He ends it with a foot shot.
Is that what it's called?
I don't know what it's called.
Oh, what
I just
what
feel
a break.
we know he's a much, much, much better player than that.
Oh, he's a monster.
He's just a little bit of struggle, and we all struggle day to day.
Well, there's 2 parts. He's playing the best player in the world, arguably the best player in the world, and this table is a little bit. They struggle. It's the toughest table on here. It's got the smallest pockets, anyway.
Yes. Actually, no. The table right next to it that's covered up has smaller pockets.
The smallest table, the smallest pockets that they're playing on, right?
They won't even play on it because it's so tight.
Oh, it's set up for the 1 pocket.
Yeah, it's set up for 1 pocket, and there's several arguments on both parts of that. Some tables just play too tough for rotation.
I played a tournament one time that it finished on the toughest table on the because by the time we finished, other things happened, leagues and such, and suddenly 9 ball.
Little off, but not enough. See, I think Shane is it's so hard to go for a 3 foul against guys that kick as good and jump as good as these guys do.
Plus the man is set wide open here, so
And
makes
plus
this 1 ball. You may. And just as soon as they say that, what's he doing here? In the corner?
In the corner. It's easier to hold position.
Yes, sir. So now, just to create a problem here, he's just got a little bit to the wrong side angle, so he's going to pump this ball.
He's going to pump it all right. Totally, he's going to pop it right off of there. Popped it pretty good. Straight in on the 3, 4, 5.
Interesting
5
shot
to
here.
the 6. 6, yeah.
Because if he plays a 4 on the side pocket, you can see just how thin that pocket is. So it looks like he has to draw this ball just to play it up table.
He might just choose to play it in the
You
corner.
see from this angle, the 4 goes in the side pocket all day long.
Yep.
the above angle looked like the 4 ball had no chance of going in.
Got pretty straight on this ball.
He's got a little bit of a grin going.
He doesn't like what he just did.
Yeah. Oh, more than a grin. He actually did the scowl. That's a big difference. Draw it out to, yeah, you have to draw it to straight back.
He'd rather have that ball trending towards the side pocket so you get better on the 5. Be a little closer. This is still a little steeper angle than he wants to handle. I wonder if he's going to go back and forth on this.
It looks it from the way he was aiming, but you know, he'd
soft
always
instead.
don't get trapped on there. He's okay. When he winds up, you can never tell what he's going to do because sometimes he does the wind up and then the slow deceleration stroke and almost dropping the cue stick in there. Very Filipino-esque.
The reason for my was I thought he's going to get tree-topped on the 8 ball.
Tree-topped on the 8 ball,
Yeah.
Yes, he's got it bounce. Oh, he's not going to like this.
You know, it's almost amazing how he rarely misses a makeable shot. You know,
Yeah.
He's just so disciplined, so steady, so consistent.
Well, definitely something can be said about practicing the easiest shots to make sure you're going to make them every time. Oh, boy. Well, he's all right. He's all right. I think a lot of people make a mistake of trying some hard shots over and over again, and, you know, it does a couple of things. It doesn't prepare you for the easy shots, and it kind of gets you out of the comfort of making balls.
Yeah, and this to go 7-0. Not a real tough one for Shane Van Boening over Donny Mills.
I'm surprised Donnie doesn't take a break here, but then again, maybe he's ready to walk.
I'm going to see if I can we can find out what the 5 p.m. match is going to be.
Okay, good idea.
Well, we don't have.
We've sent one of our gophers to
Our
get
gophers,
some information.
our
Our production lead.
We sent the boss out. Say, hey, go get us the match, will you?
All right, Donny Mills from Clearwater, Florida area, Tampa, Florida, Largo, Florida, St. Pete, Florida, my second home.
You called him Carlot Donnie.
Yes, he's a car lot owner.
Omar Al-Shaheen and Clenty Kachi.
Oh
boy, there's a match for you
That's the
guys.
5 p.m. match. Omar and a Clenty Kachi, who's been just tearing it up on the interwebs, the interstreams. Well, Donnie had a good break here, but again, forced to push out. He's got to push out over the magic ball rack.
I believe this will be the first time you see either player in the U.S. Open tournament.
For our next match?
For the last, I haven't seen either one in the last 2 years that I've done.
I believe you're correct.
Had the pleasure of playing Clenty Kachi in Phoenix, Arizona, in Tempe, Arizona.
Clenty isn't old enough to be in this bar, so.
Don't tell anybody he's here. And Omar was in action, constant action the whole time he was down in Phoenix.
Yeah. Safety somewhere.
Both future of the game, both great players.
Oh, look at this safe. That's too nice. That takes away every kind of angle here, I guess.
That's so Shane-esque.
Yeah. I mean, if he shoots it 1, 2, 3 rails, he's got to be able to reach it. He's tall enough to. He's tall enough to. But look how far this is. So to be able to get an accurate hit. Yeah, see, there you go. There's the accurate hit.
Yeah. Not so much.
Difficult. Donnie is feeling it. unfortunately, he's feeling the wrong it.
Yeah, this is a tough place to be. You're about to be goose egged.
Yeah.
Unless you do something about it. And you know, part of you says, okay, fine, get it over with.
Right.
Part of you says,
don't embarrass
God,
yourself.
I got to come
one
back.
game.
I've got to at least go down shooting, you know, if you're even thinking about going down.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, you know, in a winter break format, you're thinking, just give me a shot. I'll do what I can and see if I can come up with my own 8-pack or 6-pack or 4-pack and do it a couple at a time. But in an alternate break format, it's almost a foregone conclusion that 7-0, you're going to be able to come back,
Right.
especially against a player of this caliber.
Shane is looking like Shane. He had one odd shot very, very early. It was like his first shot, and then he had one skid. And other than that, he's pretty much plowed everything in.
Played perfect. Yeah, he's been in line every shot. I haven't seen him miss a makeable shot. I must have missed the one skid that you talked about.
Yeah.
Was that when I was coughing off to the side?
May have been.
I probably sharked him. We're so far from the table I couldn't shark him if I stood up and started doing jumping jacks.
Oh, yeah. All right, nicely done. One rail across, right to his elbow-ish, somewhere around that area. Don't get on his elbow. Oh, he came up short of his elbow. And like every good pool player, you should shoot this one 2 rails, doubling the bottom right corner with the cue ball. And Shane Van Boening on the hill. The last match went pretty long. It went over the 2-hour time limit. No, not really the time limit. This one will not scare it. Might get this done in under an hour.
Well, that'll give us a long break. But you viewers have an hour to find things to do, because we'll be back at 5 p.m. with Omar Al-Shaheen and Eklent Kachi.
Shane has had a couple of big breaks in the last 2. Oh, didn't get it as clean, but still pretty big. The one ball is not going to be too nice to him, but he's got a combination. A little cluster of balls there that he might take care of when he hits the one ball. Can't hit it too hard though.
Kachi has an 800 Fargo. Al-Shaheen has a 759 Fargo.
I'm guessing that's going to go up for Omar in a little bit.
Especially after last week and the last two
Look out!
the last
Look
two
out!
tournaments.
Yeah, he got
no.
Omar was the point holder, the hill holder, in last week's tournament.
Actually, the numbers are already in from the last 2 weeks.
All right.
In this paper that I'm holding right here in my hand, Al-Shaheen was 759. He did not go up because he's not on. The lowest this goes is Manny Chow at 761.
Oh, okay.
This is the top 100 in the world. So. And Billy Thorpe at 762. I don't see Omar unless he went up quite a bit. There's Oscar Dominguez at 770. I don't see Omar. He did not go up enough to get into this.
Tough a shot on this rack for Shane. He moved those balls. They were all clustered up. Came up perfect to bunt them from here. Looks like he needs to either spin around these balls or run right into the 5 ball. It looks like spinning around is
Does the 5 go by the 9?
I thought it did, but maybe it doesn't. We'll know what happens here. Yeah,
it does.
Does a lot of these slow spin.
Wow. He spun right
just
above that.
That's a gorgeous shot.
Yeah. He drew right above it and held it back.
Decides to let it loose here. Keep the right angle. Keep an angle. Getting back to this bread and butter shot. 1 rail to and through the center of the table. Might even keep it to the center of the table. Thump. Yeah, right through the center of the table.
I think we'll see a concession.
Coming up. There it is.
Yeah.
You called it.
There he goes, folks.
Shane Van Boening moves on in the winner's side. Donny Mills goes to the left side.
40-man, 45-man field, and we'll be back at 5 o'clock.